I sat, Cahoots coffee shop, 7:15, relaxed. He walked up, he said he ran out of gas. I said, what? Said, you're stuck, well let me help, I'd love to help. He looked me dead into my eyes and said that he'd do it himself. Okay, but if I may just take a peek into your car, I'd like to reassure myself that I can truly play a part. I did, it was as close to empty as I was to giving in. I grabbed my wallet with my left and with my right I reached for his. Wasn't sure how to feel or exactly what to think. All I could do was take it in and hope and pray he wouldn't take advantage of my weakness. Call it that, there is no shame. I feel not bad for being kind. It's in my nature to regain that faith I had in human beings right before he beat me up. Drank up all my coffee, grabbed my cash and stole my car. Now who's to blame for the war? Was the price paid in full or did the decisions I make do nothing but support the kill? Everyone I know is oppressed. Everyone I know causes pain. Everyone I know is depressed. Everyone I know is afraid to stand naked. Everyone I know I invent. Picking flowers next to roadkill. Hold still till the cold chill owns you. No will, go build. Destroy what you won't build. No guilt, the choice is the whole field. Picking flowers next to roadkill. Hold still till the cold chill owns you. No will, go build. Destroy what you won't build. No guilt, the choice is the whole field. Cherokee Park, meditating, kicked in the face. I woke, I was shook, I could finally taste pain. Met the devil's daughter, she was lost. Claimed she never met her father and resented her mom. Code name God, look at me, I said. She shut her eyes and said okay. I opened mine back up and somehow she had went away. I considered accepting the chance that it was meant to be. I was alone the whole time because she let me be too deep to think it's empty. She actually meant well, even though her effort led to heaven, her head still reflected hell. Any stranger from a block away could see her motives were in ruins. But either way, a cry for wolf is still a crack. Hold the bruise, I try to use the best of both worlds presented, but I typically go overboard, abusing one perspective. A fool, I was a slave to my habits that indeed create the wave. So you can try to save the planet, but everyone I know is oppressed. Everyone I know causes pain. Everyone I know is depressed. Everyone I know is afraid to stand naked. Everyone I know I invent. Picking flowers next to roadkill. Hold still till the cold chill owns you. No will, go build. Destroy what you won't build. No guilt, the choice is the whole field. Picking flowers next to roadkill. Hold still till the cold chill owns you. No will, go build. Destroy what you won't build. No guilt, the choice is the whole field. By the same fear as our fire gets higher, too tired and uninspired to figure out exactly why we're here. By messing with the wires built on top of rusty gears, or perhaps the trap is in the mind of a messiah who steers off a beaten path and meets the friend, the pioneer. The ride was smooth in the beginning, but what blew other side of the fence. He managed to climb, she decided to dance. I guess he had to be there in pretense. Summer, I'm on the let the storm wander with the feedback hunger. Mother never mumbles under breath, says treat the world like you love it and that's how you'll be treated back. I still don't hesitate when called into the light because I know there's someone else alive who feels the same as I do. If I take a stand and follow my God, perhaps I become the leader in the eyes. If I go blind tomorrow, still caught in the past, not afraid to admit. If lost, I gotta ask what's the task I've been given. Cause if I miss what I pass on the path when it twists, there'd be no journey in the visit like it already happened but didn't. I'm not alone, that's all I really need for the comfort and realization that nothing is guaranteed. I want nothing in return but the peace that something stolen. Once I find out where it was, I'd say I knew and so I don't. There's a rainbow making fun of where my son's afraid to go. If I tickle, let it touch, it's just enough to make it grow. If I let it get too close, then I suppose it wasn't real. That's how memory controls the suffering that makes me feel out of control. Confused, afraid to keep it warm. War is leading me astray and I'm not too sure what it's for. I learned how to hurt, I can learn how to heal. A turn for the worse is a new earth to build. I got an itch for intervention when disease is wild, but prefer a firm connection to preserve my inner child. Enter winter as a sinner and forgive the saint. Knight and shining on my first to picture what it's like to sink or swim. It all comes in waves, so concerned with the ending that the moment drifts away. I don't float like I used to, so I refuse to promote self-control if it's suited to abuse you. Let the swing sway sideways, blacked out set, springtime fever free with the breath stretched out, stressed out from the peace that I know something stole. If I find out where it was, I'd say I knew and so I don't. Yet I'm grateful when I stop in my tracks and think about what I haven't said. I'm falling in that trap again. There's a rainbow making fun of where my son's afraid to go. If I tickle, let it touch, it's just enough to make it grow. If I let it get too close, then I suppose it wasn't real. That's how memory controls the suffering that makes me feel out of control. Confused, afraid to keep it warm. War is leading me astray and I'm not too sure what it's for. There's a rainbow making fun of where my son's afraid to go. There's a rainbow making fun of where my son's afraid to go. There is something on my mind that I know I have to do. Pay a bill, call a friend, make the bed, swallow food. All in all, it's all okay when I choose to follow through. But who's to say the one who found the truth won't wobble in his boots? The laws are misconstrued, I give to you the guilt. That in the news, the miserable don't always fall the sin. The images they've sent to you are models that were bent with the intention to convince you that your world is hell again. So tell a friend, spell the code, play a game of telephone. His magnetic pull to benefit will melt the self-control. Even if the bones are broke on both sides, find me at the joint where it bends. Open eyes, hope to flow. No, we won't ever get to the decision where the point will begin and where our choices cross path with disappointment. I just enjoy this till the little noises in my void get so boisterous I can't avoid them. So hold up, tell me something that I don't already know. What they say is that I suffer from a social Buddha bruises comatose. I use the music and pursue the road to home. Determine our condition by abusing, soon we'll lose it, underthrown, go away. We don't need you anymore, we'll be okay, do what we love and share the gain accordingly. Your kitchen floor is filled with poison petals, soap and brain, but our fire pit aspires to remove ocean from rain. There's a snake in the grass. Take a bath, please take off your mask. Rebuild the bridge, go do something great with yourself. Come on back and tell us all about the way you react. the kids, shelter for the elderly. Acupuncture saves lives, ginger root the tummy ache. Hug your neighbor, catch the flu. System never was immune. The proof is in the pudding. Our environment is in the runes, in the tomb. On a cloud, in the womb. It's a shame, now we know it's the moon that makes the fool misbehave. Proper posture, skeleton. No pharaoh's gonna take you home. Awareness is intelligence. Naked with nothing to show. Save the skin, buy some clothes. Either way, it's all survival. Your defense is my mistake. I'm afraid to face the primal third world global rape. Know the truth, walk away. Be confused, it's all the same. Know how we change while getting used. New life, dead end, old past, suffocate. Suffering will drive me mad, that's why I always pump the brakes. A body full of water and a mind full of seeds. Some grow to be tall and some fall to the weeds. Love. There's a snake in the grass. Take a bath, please take off your mask. Rebuild the bridge, go do something great with yourself. Come on back and tell us all about the way you react. Snake in the grass. Take a bath, please take off your mask. Rebuild the bridge, go do something great with yourself. Come on back and tell us all about the way you adapted. Newspaper, microwaves, penicillin overdose, head cold, antibiotic, narcotic undertones, oil big machines, celebrity death trap, the next cheap lab soldiers, a trend of the vulnerable, meth lab, diamond ring, poison in the well water, stained with the safe fate, pray for the only daughter, money comes, money goes, Hollywood, runny nose, 38, point blank, dirty bullet, gutter hoax, underpaid, overworked, mass manipulation, magazine slim, muscle tone, intimidation, trouble with the capital T, tax, uncomfortable kneecaps, still shaky from the 83 invasion, take me to the fire where they only know to share and heal the tired and the sick, do a story about the sun and air, for somehow I've wound up in a perfect little space, where it always looks better than it tastes, and I'm scared to walk away. Remember childhood bloom, memories untouched, kick, kiss, boom, mess swept under the rug, ahead, never the one who bled enough to fix this wound. Friend of the miserable, hanging from a skyborn wolf pack, sheep turned butterfly, dead flower, shower with a mind full of paint to give praise and thanks to my mother, my father, forever making the decision to bring another voice to a choir that could already sing. It's no surprise when living the dream, I get so sick of feeling high, it gives me reason to sing. The same reason why the mystery stings, and why the man on the corner's got a trick up his sleeve. For every panhandle daughter knows the prince of the thieves. I'ma stand here as long as it can take him to leave. Please, I've spent a lot of time manning up to have it back. What I miss, I was young and loved enough to channel that. Right here, right now, everything is picture perfect clear. Somehow, right here, right now, everything is picture perfect clear. Somehow, right here, right now, right here, right now. Your dream is on the rise. I can see it in your eyes. If there's sky, then you can make it. If there's sky, then you can make it. Your dream is on the rise, on the rise. I can see it in your eyes. If there's sky, then you can make it. If there's sky, then you can make it. And what's better than finding something you lost? Admitting that you're wrong and saying sorry to someone you love. Not much, but having a child's gotta be the closest thing to showing the world that you're not giving up, or giving in to the pressure that I know you feel, or giving in to the skin that she may not want. But when we choose to face the weaknesses that we have made, it teaches us to keep a clean slate and remain strong. With the pain you endure comes the freedom to decide whether or not you're gonna stay or leave. There's nothing more fulfilling than knowing that every cut you undergo and overcome is because you've always believed. There are no mistakes, only choices that I made, which in return have taught me lessons on the player in the game. The world I see outside is a reflection of me, and the direction that I take is where the message remains. I watched 1,000 horses back down a mountainside just to get back to the bottom and look up at the sky. I looked up as well, and to my surprise, there was one young pony with the sun in his eyes. He was ready to live, he was ready to ride, he was ready to run, he was ready to die. I'm not sure what he did, but I know he was ready, and whatever it was, it made the rest of us decide to climb. Your dream is on the rise. I can see it in your eyes. If there's to learn, a little to know. I'll reach for the top with my feet in a hole. You gotta go through the storm to appreciate the sun. And a rainbow to some is still gray if the seed doesn't grow from it. Love it, leave it alone now. Touch it, hug it, feed it a bone. How? Give it your story for a piece of the puzzle. Admit that you're blind and in time it'll see on its own. Don't believe in snakes, not in evil. I believe in change and put my faith in people. Everyone is built the same, my inner struggle loves control. It's good for strangers to relate to where some fathers wouldn't go. But when it all crumbles, don't wait for the hero. Stomach that tummy ache and create mirrors through other individuals you meet on the path. Cause the connection that we crave becomes complete when we fear no body, no thing, no king, no government bug, no being, no theory, no nightmare stuck to a meaningful feeling. No race, no middle, no end, no beginning, no time, no side, no job, no space, no prince, no pawn, no cause to live, no backward slide, no forward leap, no loss, no gain, just us dreaming. Your dream is on the rise. I can see it in your eyes. If there's sky, then you can make it. If there's sky, then you can make it. Your dream is on the rise, on the rise. I can see it in your eyes. If there's sky, then you can make it. If there's sky, then you can make it.
Yes. Alright. 1, 2, zills. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Hey. Yeah.
I like doing my thing at the market, y'all. I like doing my thing at the barbershop. I like doing my thing from spring to fall. I like doing my thing in the parking lot. I like doing my thing with a lot of my friends. Like doing my thing with strangers too. So if you see me and I wave, please wave back. I'll be doing my thing so you can do you. Do what we choose. I don't know why I get confused. I want to die. So what if I do? That's something called life. I'll walk in your shoes and you can try mine. You can try mine. Just know that I'm doing my thing and I wish the same to you. When there's no one else to blame, just know we'll make it through. When you think that it's too late, I'll lay all day with you. When there's nothing else to say, I'll stay and play with you. I like doing my thing by the ocean, y'all. I like doing my thing at the coffee shop. I like doing my thing in the junkyard too. I like doing my thing whether cold or hot. I like doing my thing with a lot of my friends. Like doing my thing with strangers too. So if you see me and I wave, please wave back. I'll be doing my thing so you can do you. Do what we choose. I don't know how. I get so happy I want to smile. So what if I do? That's something called life. I'll walk in your shoes and you can try mine. You can try mine. Just know that I'm doing my thing and I wish the same to you. When there's no one else to blame, just know we'll make it through. When you think that it's too late, I'll lay all day with you. When there's nothing else to say, I'll stay and play with you. Just know that I'm doing my thing and I wish the same to you. When there's no one else to blame, just know we'll make it through. When you think that it's too late, I'll lay all day with you. When there's nothing else to say, Garbage dump 1, 2. Point A to point B. Point at you. I don't know anything. I'm full of garbage. I am a heart glued in a machine. My moments of freedom are far and few in between. I'm part used and I'm usually clean. Dirty dishwasher soap suds. Left a bunch of messes. Left too much undone. Someone snap me out of this. Everything I said before right now is just a carcass. Hardship, the day I was born. Targets a hit. Starve them again. Say that I won't. Marketing pictures and means to catch a couple schools of fish to play in the storm. What is the difference between a bump in the road or a little lump in your throat when they say to stay and conform? Nothing. I could claim to have the answers and I do. The problem is if they don't work for me, then what's that say for you? Trips up north don't always go as planned. I just want my mother's hands touching my head. Who left the box of colored crayons on the bed? I guess it's time to dream awake and start trying instead. Find the cure to the common cold. But first you have to meditate myself into a shaman soul. I am the goal, I am the one. Sacrifice at home, minus zero, find the sun. Some say art heals a lonely heart. Don't worry, I believe it too. Throw the dart, hit the hype, forgive me, I have nothing sincere or clever. Needless to say, I am bright and young forever, right? There's nothing better than counting cold money. I am an artist, in other words, I'm ugly, hungry, yet I hold the schedule. Process the pancakes and wash all the vegetables. When I get bored, there's not much more than a 4-second window to explore before I explode. American blood, train to just let go. Get real high, that's all you have to do to get low. Taught to indulge in the pleasures till we get hooked and feel guilty. Finally using medicine you push. Look, it's all in good nature, good hands. Paid in good faith that one day I'll be a good man. My leg doesn't hurt, it's my body putting me in check. Physical frustration mixed with regret. Living like a pet, pent up to a couple back stretches. Eat a smoothie and forget what I'm doing, no panic. Go to the studio, write a little jingle for the 6th grade mixtape. Turn it into something beautiful and hope it gets played enough for me to get paid. Oh, isn't this just great? Funeral, money running newborn, babies running laps round my inner maps. Tracks on a lunar pole, daily journey circuits ambush. Universe crazy, I refuse to fret. Let new fuse mating come in due time. Make a subtle contribution, strategic now. So puzzle my solution. I thought they'd rush in when I was truly being me. Wrong, a shooting star covered in gold is poopy bronze. So I had to make the fool to introduce him to the heart looting a machine that was singing the right part of the song. I wish that I could be exactly how I was before, but if I wasn't, it would be the dummy that you now adore.
It don't mean a thing when you're living like me, in and out of outer space. When you can't see straight, just leave it up to me to put a dent in your holiday. It's been one of those days for a couple of days, and I'll profit how I choose. But if they go home early and don't stay to play, then what shall I do?
And NPR was like, think about the Chagosians. I think about them possibilities of never crossing oceans. Who steady thinking about the oceanic six? No demand for common sense, only hand given to ignorance and lames. Not the lames like the sick, just the tame people magazine. People popsicle stick fame. Lost in their own brain, tickled by their own skin. Let my son trickle to the plane. But they just know to play the game, you can too. I refuse, pay my dues, you could choose. Ayy, knew the rules, chew the rope, flew the coop, blew the door wide open. No hide for hope, no hope for change, really, right? So ride it right, survive or die. Fucker, I mean like try to try, right? Feet firm, aim sky high, duck hunt, how are you? Me too.
Oh, see, it don't mean a thing when you're living like me, in and out of outer space. When you can't see straight, just leave it up to me to put a dent in your holiday. It's been one of those days for a couple of days, and I'll profit how I choose. If they go home early and don't stay to play, then what shall I do?
I got a sign hanging up in my bathroom that says you can do anything you wish in this world. It's funny how I find myself running out of time, sunny side up, curled up in a ball ready to earl. I hope it helps, I'll forgive myself for break. It's a good decision to make when you know you have to make it. To turn a bad apple into good lemonade is to make something great, but I'm too busy now to taste it. Ever since I was 15 years old, all I wanted to do was work with kids. When I was 19 years old, I made a decision that put that vision at risk. 4 months in jail, 3 nights in hell. Who posted bail? My parents cried. When you break the trust between yourself and someone you love, you either fail or swear you'll try.
See, it don't mean a thing when you're living like me, in and out of outer space. When you can't see straight, just leave it up to me to put a dent in your holiday. It's been one of those days for a couple of days, and I'll profit how I choose. But if they go home early and don't stay to play, then what shall I do?
I think this one looks like a fight between a plate of fruit and my dad's exercise bike. I bet if these ants dancing next to my head could fly that high, they would use that cloud as a bit.
But my dad said that bugs bite and fly with the wind, and if the sun isn't hung right, then run like a fish. We could win if we both try to untie our fins and climb that pine tree with the swing on it behind the fence.
Alright, 1, 2, 3, let's race. I bet that I can beat you there. Last time you ran faster than a grown-up when we were here, remember? I scraped my knee, then got stung by a bumblebee, and the old man that lives behind the fence came out and yelled at me.
Of course I remember. Oh, how could I forget? He wrote my mom a letter, and my dad, he threw a fit. But this time we'll be better, I promise. As long as we're honest, he'll give us permission.
Yeah, he can't say no to a kid.
I will never turn my back to a lollipop to lick. It's all a puppy dog with kisses and hugs, so fill my cup
with the cotton candy, ice cream, and weekend sleepovers. I don't wanna grow up if it means getting older.
I will never turn my back to a lollipop to lick. It's all a puppy dog with kisses and hugs, so fill my cup
with the cotton candy, ice cream, and weekend sleepovers. You know, I don't really wanna grow up if it means getting older.
See, what I really don't get is why the big kids never get grounded after playing ding dong ditch. And the slingshots look like mighty fun. Sure wish that I had one. That way I could stand up to bullies instead of trying to run.
Yeah, and they always get the baseball cards from the policeman. Being tall don't make you smart. At least we can always find something to do, like looking at the clouds with my best friend. That's you.
I'm not sure what to say. I'm just happy that we're small enough to look up at the sky and feel okay. And I'd be lying if I tried to say that I don't feel the same way that you do. So let's be on our way, it's time to play.
Oh, to the jungle gym or to the swimming pool. School's out forever, and I hope I'm never too cool to keep on making my life better. Whether 5, 25, or 80, as long as I'm alive, I'm in love and forever change.
I will never turn my back to a lollipop to lick. It's kisses and a hug with love.
Fill my cup with a bunch of good things. I always feel alright, cause I'm a little kid. We're all little kids on the inside.
Never turn my back on a cupcake love mixed with kisses and a kitten with love.
Now fill my cup up with cotton candy, ice cream, and weekend sleepovers. I will never grow up, cause I'll never get older.
Could you please give a response to the question that I asked before you put your head down on that desk to take a nap?
Teacher, I'm not sure if you're aware, but I heard every word you uttered. I'm prepared to share with the others what I have learned.
Great, go ahead, but remember to include the evidence you gathered to the point that you're trying to prove.
Alright, here we go. Let me grab my notebook real quick. Here, check it out. Well, my point is this. I went to bed late, I finished all my homework and I started to create. And what I made me feel so elated. In awake, I felt it would be wrong to escape it, so I stayed. And lately it's been difficult to focus on the time. There are way too many pressures that are poking at my mind. They tell me who to be, how to think, and what to be. And plus, all my friends pretend I'm cool, but really think I'm ugly. I'd love to be the student that I know that I could be, but I feel like we're all stupid when assuming we are free. So I appreciate your care, I'm aware that you're wise, but I wish you'd understand that I'm scared and I cry and I don't wanna lie. And I guess I should express that I have no clue exactly what the question was you asked. And what's the task at hand? What are we trying to figure out? And will I pass in class if I decide not to participate? Will I advance in life if I don't get the grades expected? Will I amount to nothing? Will I be disrespected? I believe that answers are like clouds in open skies, and all of them are perfect if I breathe and close my eyes. And when somebody makes me feel scared of failing a test, I instantly get tense and can barely bear the effects. I'm very Stacy, I stare at the wall, I fiddle in my notebooks, pass notes in the hall, and only when I feel like I'm not learning then I sleep. So maybe it's not me, maybe it's the way you teach.
Oh, Chris, thanks for sharing. I'm sorry to hear that you've been feeling overwhelmed with that weight that you've been carrying, dear, but I bet there are some things that we could do to make it better. Class, what do you think? How about we brainstorm together? Hands up, everyone. Place your votes. Helping a fellow student figure out what he's feeling and why, or continue our discussion on geographical characteristics of Mount Kilimanjaro. You decide.
I have an idea. How about when you feel sleepy, you focus on your breathing and think about what you're eating? I learned in health class that the things you put in your body have an effect on how well you process information. I seen you at the snack bar eyeing down the donut holes. Do you know those preservatives are one molecule away from plastic? The change in lifestyle is all it takes to take control, and I believe you
to raise awareness, but not when someone else is speaking. Ashley, what do you believe? You've known Chris since middle school. What do you see that he can't? Open up that window to him.
Well, okay. Guess I have a couple ideas I could share. Yeah, alright. Well, I think Chris thinks too much about what others think. It sounds to me like he's fed up with feeling tiny, small, and weak. Maybe he should start reading stuff he really likes and work out every night before writing rhymes. I mean, he spelled it out. He said he's insecure. He probably has an identity crisis built up over childhood years. And when you're constantly confused and you don't know who you are, it's probably hard to look in the mirror, much less appreciate your heart.
Wow, thanks, Ashley. Now look what we've done. Chris, what do you think about the ideas that we've come up with?
I agree, this is great. It's been a lot of fun. I regained faith in myself and I feel like I have options. This actually makes me think. How about once a week, we do something like this for everyone in class? Honest, it makes more sense to me to use our time together to discuss the conflicts in our lives that often make us feel stuck. And if we're honest with each other and we honor each other's perspective, then maybe we'll get better at learning how to love. All he ever wanted was all he ever wanted was for someone to acknowledge his opinion. But they laughed and called him idiot. How was he to gain the confidence needed to move on? All he ever wanted was for someone to acknowledge his opinion. But they laughed and called him idiot. How was he to gain the confidence needed to move on? All he ever wanted was for someone to acknowledge his opinion. But they laughed and called him idiot. How was he to gain the confidence needed to move on? All he ever wanted was for someone to acknowledge his opinion. But they laughed and called him idiot. How was he to gain the confidence needed to move on?
Anyone in the animal kingdom, if they're worth anything more than a pitiful threat of some freedom depleted, the energy war, swarming the empathy lesion, the cut only gets deeper than what has ever been thought or imagined by man. Whatever it is, forever it's not. I've been here before, I'll do what I can. I do this with no specific motive, intention, or over dramatic mess of a message that's hidden above and beyond the human perception. Yet to accept the damage of what's done is what's done. But for now I release aside for the sky, the young never hung high enough to get their attention. Acknowledge his presence and it will make his day complete. We're sharing with the others that he prays would fade away for free. The cost of living is a wish well spent, still in debt to the death no friend could ever meant or understand. And all he ever wanted was for someone to acknowledge his opinion. But they laughed and called him idiot. How was he to gain the confidence needed to move on? To move on, to move on. I said all he ever wanted was for someone to acknowledge his opinion. But they laughed and called him idiot. How was he to gain the confidence needed to move on? To move on, to move on. They claimed he left too big a space between what he was trying to express and what he actually felt. That it's too bad they never gave him a second chance to get that out, so he shoved it in instead. Placebo effect, burn chemical blade, brain trained to convert into a measurable slave. Naked tool of the trade, feel special as a musable faith, computed to abuse and prove pleasurable gain. Reign kingdom come, till king come clean. My single cell amoeba love, hug aim supreme. I figure I can still dream without a blindfold. Rap clear, ring around the rosy blush cheeks, make the fact theory. I act here cause I want to. Besides, I can see the ghost of past fear that haunts you. Tap dance off beat kept, trap behind your eyes soft. Won't you stop, comply off the beaten path I won't come close to. I hope you're still here with me, please don't doubt my intention. It's a bit smear, dizzy, breathe. There's a time for everyone to come to terms with the reality tunnel that bubbles up. Burn, cuddle up, concerned with his well-being. Tell me something I don't know. Aware of where he's going, but not sure where I will go. I want to know how I care. Compare and control is not the issue. I can finally see it's never fair. All he ever wanted was for someone to acknowledge his opinion. But they laughed and called him idiot. How was he to gain the confidence needed to move on? To move on, to move on. I said all he ever wanted was for someone to
long ago, I figured out how to explore. From laying on the floor, I got up, opened the door. You can get your hopes high, but in time they just want more. I can blame a raindrop or stand naked in the storm. From young and full of answers to older, no more questions. The road's ahead of me, and I'm the one with the directions for. The slow dance is always shorter on the way back. From the top of the world to a needle in a haystack. I play back images, memories, innocence, everything that makes me feel like I can be a kid again. Perfection died in my head when I just let it go. Connection, why take the chance? Guess I'll never know.
No, never, I'll be the go-getter. While these flaws try to draw a few more better smileys, standing on top of this low-level housing, I'd probably jump if I thought it's gonna crowd. Please, stars fall farthest. Wise up, you shouldn't. It's a small target. My luck, I wouldn't hit. I'm looking for the good, where'd you put it? It's underneath the footprints, the ones that I push with. It's kinda like forgetting how to ride a bike. When your life is designed on the past, you trying to fight somewhere between flying a kite and high on a pipe. I'm burning this inflammable world with a pilot light.
I gotta work when the weather permits. The only opportunity I'm ever gonna get.
What's it worth?
That depends on what you measure it with.
May you learn another lesson that you never forget.
I gotta search for whatever it is. The only opportunity I'm ever gonna get.
Does it hurt?
That depends on what you measure it with.
May you learn another lesson that you never forget.
Do you realize what you're capable of? If you'd quit taking those drugs, leave it or take it as love. Sleep or wake the fuck up. It's a hard enough time trying to make it out without another stranger to trust. See, not too long ago, before I finally got the good news, you can always press record, but you can never click undo. It made me think, I guess I have to plan before I sink into the sand, cause in a blink I could lose everything. So what more can I say? Yesterday is history and I'm reborn today. And with the guidance from my friends and the support from those I hold dear, find me on the other side of the fence when the smoke clears.
You can't climb sheep with a monkey on your back. You can't look forward when you're staring in the past. You can't feel alive unless you dive to your head. And if it raps at this rate, our crops will grow back.
It's that bad moon darkness, waiting on the harvest. Vacuum the past, do karma from my carpet. Break the harness, escape from the sharks, just to argue about whose pavement was the hardest. This narcissistic heart skips, but it's harmless, so let's get this pity party started. Survive the suicide, hanging from the armrest. I'm trying to stay smart and sharpen up the dart tips. I gotta play my part till I'm departed, then you can bury my carcass on the inside of the margins. Plant my soul in your yard and grow a garden. Spill a little bit of ink there to mark.
I gotta work when the weather permits. The only opportunity